What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Fun
with
Dumb.
I'm here with the usual suspects themselves, Steffie Baik and Rick Lee. How you guys doing?
What's up, boy?
Good.
Suited up.
Suited up. This is how I dress regularly. What do you mean?
The blazer, huh?
I know there's a little bit of suspicion because there is a mini doc crew following me today, following the day in the life of Dumbfoundead.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I spiced it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I might not wear blazers every day.
Be honest, you play it up a little bit?
Did I play it? What do you mean? This is what it... No, I went to the gym. I do every morning. I start my day off at the gym. That's not false.
For sure.
You know that.
I do know that.
Every morning.
I know, but how did you wake up?
I may have jumped a little higher. I may have lifted a little heavier.
A few more notches on the treadmill.
I may have breathed a little heavier as well. We did that. And then we came back here. I had lunch with my mom. That's something I don't do often. So thank you for giving me an opportunity to have lunch with my mom. I shouldn't have a doc crew.
What lunch did you get?
I had Korean food. We had kalbichim, short,
Wow.
braised short rib.
Right.
Before 12 p.m.
No, that's crazy. That's madness.
Yeah.
We just casually have this royal lunch every day.
What did you guys talk about? Anything good?
Oh, it got deep.
Oh, yeah?
Me and my mom, we started getting deep. I started letting out some resentments. I think my mom kind of felt bad, so we're going to have to edit some of that out, I think. I felt like a few tears were shed.
Really?
No, my dad, I don't know. You see, my thing is, I'm very transparent about things that happened in my childhood, but I don't want to embarrass my parents.
Right.
Right? But I'm willing to go there. And I felt like I went there while my mom's right next to me, and she knows she's in front of the camera. And I think with Asian culture, there's a lot of like show face. You want to show your best light. It's for everybody, not just Asians, I guess.
I mean, that's how we feel on the pod when we're live, and then you're in those moods, and you know what I mean? We're like,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's very, like I said, pods are always therapeutic for me. I'm willing to go there, you know? And sometimes I look back on that. I'm like, should I have gone there? Like, should that have been something that should have been kept private?
Yeah.
You know?
Nah, but stuff like that's gems. Like, you need moments like that in a documentary.
But what is it a gem for? Is it the gem for content, for the sake of creating a good content piece or a bit? It
might be a catalyst to like a deeper conversation later. You know what I mean? Like, you needed something to jumpstart that conversation.
I think it allows you, when you're in front of the camera or given a mic, I think it allows you to be able to express yourself more honestly.
Yeah, but do you also feel gross sometimes?
That you put
on a little performance for the cameras.
Yeah.
Like, I feel gross about that sometimes.
Depends on if that's your intention. Was it your intention to give him good content?
Sometimes I don't know. I'm getting lost.
I'm getting lost
in reality.
The lines are getting blurred.
The lines getting blurred like a Joker. You know.
You didn't
I like that it's not a reality TV show you're shooting for. There's like just like one mini talk. Potentially, that's gonna be great.
It's really it's going crazy, right? I'm getting lost because I have a mini doc getting the behind the scenes life of Dumbfoundead while I'm showing the behind the scenes of the mini doc.
Right.
I don't know. I'm getting lost.
Some meta shit right now. This is as meta as it
really
gets.
confusing right now.
You didn't like feed your 이거 먹어. You didn't go too
rap.
much.
Well, I do feel shitty sometimes because I do include my mom in certain pieces that I do. You know, I get asked to do these mini docs or branding deals and stuff, and they love it obviously when I include my mom. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, I don't know, asking my mom to be a part of that.
Yeah. When
I should probably be spending more time with my mom to begin with.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like I feel gross about that.
Nah, but you know, let's keep it real. You are a good son. You do spend some time with your mom. You know, I see you dropping off food. We went out to eat, and we went to Boba Time to get some drinks. And he's always thinking of his mom. Mom, do you like cheesecake or carrot cake? You know what I mean? Shit like that. It's your job.
He's always considering her.
You're always considering.
You know, you're the next place you're going to get. I know that it's for her. Like, you already moved her here. You already help with the finances. You've been doing that for a while.
Yeah, but that's not personal time. You know, there's like a
like a
cheesecake drop off. It's like prison guards do that to inmates. You know what I mean? Here's your lunch. I'm just saying, you know, like there's a difference. There's quality time that could be spent.
Absolutely.
And that has nothing to do with the act of service or gift or anything.
You're
you know,
right.
time, being present.
Yeah.
And sometimes I do feel a little bit guilty about that.
I think you're getting there. I remember like a few years ago, your intention was to spend more time with her.
Mm-hmm.
I would say you spend like you see her at least 3 times a week, don't you? Like that is quality time. I mean, if you feel like it's not enough, just do the thing that you want to do more with her, which is, it sounds like you want to have like conversations with her.
I did move my mother into my apartment building for the sake of spending more quality time.
Yeah.
But she was also living only 6 blocks away. I don't know how much I needed to force the situation here.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's been helpful overall. We are spending more time. You know,
She seems happy.
I tell you this, man, you're spending more time than a lot of moms spend time with their sons. You know what I mean? I haven't seen my mom in a while.
yeah, because
Absolutely,
you
I
live on
agree.
different coasts,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
How often would you say you see your mom?
It's been a long time. It's been almost a year, you know?
How about talk to her? How often?
Yeah, I talk to her occasionally,
Like
you know?
how many times a month? Or
My dad calls more often than my mom. But, you know, every time I call my dad, we do the FaceTime. Like now, 2023, there's no excuse. You have technology where you could actually see them, you know?
What do you think is the average amount of time someone speaks to their mother in a week, in a month?
In a month? Shit.
Or how often should you be checking in with your family members, you think?
I think a weekly call is cool.
Once
you
a
know
week?
What I mean? Once a week is, I think,
Once a
ample. Yeah, I think that's
How about
enough.
you, Steph? How often do you talk to your mom?
well, we text each other. We're in a group chat, me, my sister, my mom, so we talk every day.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to, out of guilt, see her 3 times a week, like actually drive like an hour away to see her. But
Out of guilt?
Out of guilt. I love her, but it was also out of guilt. So, and then now, since the pandemic, I think everyone's had a excuse to like take some time off from your
Yeah.
parents if you don't normally do that already. And now I see her, I don't see her that often. I see her once every like 2 weeks because she doesn't want to come to me. So I always have to go to her.
You got to accommodate old people. That's the thing.
She's not old. Dude, being in your 60s is not old.
I'm just saying older than us.
Older than us.
You know?
I can't
Do
do
you
a group.
really? Is 60s?
Nah, 60s the new
60s?
60s, you know?
60s is not.
I can't do a group chat with my parents. It just doesn't work out.
Why?
Because everything I talk about, she just sends a Bible verse. She sends a Bible verse over, like, why are you fat? She will screenshot me and then screenshot like another person, like a Korean celebrity, be like, look at him. What's wrong? You know? So it's not good for my
Really?
self-esteem.
She's like, I'm speaking from God.
So
Yeah, well, you know,
last time I was on this podcast, I got a call my dad. So I
Yeah.
texted him. I was like, yo, I'm on the pod. He's like, it's emergency. Call me back, right? And I called him right after the pod. So what the fuck is going? Why are you so fat?
God.
damn, an emergency
An
fat
emergency
call?
fat call, bro.
Damn.
EFC,
Gosh.
bro.
I would say every call that I've never had a call with my father that lasted longer than 30 seconds in my life.
How does it go? Let's try to reenact it
Yeah,
right
yeah.
You call,
성만아,
hi, 아빠.
뭐해?
그냥 집에 있어. 바빠. 일 때문에.
바빠? 말 못해?
그래, 그냥 저녁 먹자. 내일 전화할게. Okay. That literally was just asking how, been busy these days? Yeah, it's been working. Hey, let's grab dinner tomorrow or something. And then, okay, bye.
Have you ever had like a substantial, like a deep conversation with your pops?
Nah.
Never.
Mm-mm.
Wow, man. That's
Yeah.
I pray that one day you do, because it's a beautiful thing. My dad, as he gets older now, he hits me up and he shares ideas like, you should write a song about this.
Yeah,
Really? What was the
know?
last thing?
Because he talks about faith a lot, but he realizes that I do have some kind of impact. Kids at his church, they go to their parents and say, oh, I listen to Rick's songs. So he's trying to like indirectly teach these kids through my music. So he gives me little pointers and I'm like, oh, that's a cool idea.
That's
Dad.
beautiful.
Yeah.
He respects what you do. Like
100%.
he wants you to speak.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember like a
that's
pep
cute.
talk my dad had when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh yeah, you play around with women? Okay. Pregnant? No. And that was the extent of my sex talk right there. Play around, okay. Play around, okay. Baby, no. I was like, okay, and that was the birds and the bees talk.
Right.
Yeah, so that was pretty much my sex education growing up.
I'm not gonna lie, Dom. The blazer's kind of hidden, bro.
This right here?
Yeah, you look like a charismatic pastor right
You
now,
respect
bro.
him a little more.
Hip Hop Ministries over here, dude. No, it looks good.
I do not look like a youth pastor.
You
bro.
look like a youth
What
pastor.
youth
dude?
pastor look like this, bro? Stop.
Come on, dude.
Stop, bro.
It looks nice.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I wish I feel like my mom, the deep talks are about her feeling kind of guilty. There's
Right.
a lot of guilt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, guilt is a big emotion in our community. There's a lot of
It's
guilt.
the driving force, man.
I can't even imagine a criminal Asian criminal on trial,
Right.
like acting innocent. I just see guilty. I just read guilty. Have you ever seen an Asian criminal try to play it off in court? Nah, they're guilty,
you
bro.
see it in the corneas, bro.
Yeah,
100%.
they're begging for forgiveness already.
You know, when my parents get guilt, like they share their guilt. When I was younger, it may have satisfied me. Like, yeah, I'm glad you feel it. But now, like, I feel guilty that they feel guilty. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
I do too.
like an awkward feeling.
It's a guilt off.
It's
we have a guilt off. No, I feel guilty. No,
No.
I feel guilty. You feel guilty. No, you feel guilty. It's like Yeah.
I hurt you. No, I hurt you. You know?
But you know what I don't like about it? Because me and Steffi just saw a movie. Okay, and this movie is called Return to Seoul.
Oh, wow.
And it's getting praised. It's a big indie film that's getting praised. I loved it. And this is why I loved it, because the movie was about a French-born Korean girl who was adopted, and she goes back to Korea to find her biological parents, right? And we've kind of heard the similar story, but what was really dope about this film, she finds her biological Korean parents, and they're all crying and showing this guilt and all that. And from that, for a quick glance, you think it's just a film where it's sad.
Yeah,
they finally found their daughter, and they probably feel guilty. But how I saw it through her eyes was that they were doing all this over the top crying and stuff to just make themselves feel less guilty.
Damn.
As opposed to actually feeling those emotions of guilt.
Yeah.
It almost felt like a performance.
Right.
And you see it, and it's not like necessarily they are putting on a performance, but you can see it in the eyes of this girl and how she would see these parents doing all these things as a form of performance. And right after all that happens, they have dinner and everything settles. They're just like putting her back in the cab, and it's just like she goes away, and you're just kind of like,
was that theatrics?
And then it becomes routine, and then you see throughout the years, like she does this with her biological parents every dinner, every once a year, and it just relieves them of the guilt real quick, and they move on. You know what I mean?
That is so true.
It
man.
felt so fucking real in that way,
Yeah.
and I love the film that way because I saw it in the foreigner's eyes, even though it's so Korean. You would think I'm immersed in the Koreanness of it, but I looked at it through the adoptee's eyes. It was so crazy.
That's crazy.
Well, because I think like she was like coming from more of her, French side, like where they don't talk like that. They use their words probably more. While in Korea, I think they need to show, like it's literally part of our culture to show people that they love or that they hate or that it's all through action. And so I think for us to experience her, because she's, French, kind of like how we're American, it was like really nice to see that, but also to be like from the Koreans' perspective, they weren't trying to be theatrical. That's culturally what they do to let people know. It was just a different, for me, that's how I picked it up.
But I think culturally it could be theatrical.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's traditions and way we express ourselves that I think is very dramatic.
Yeah.
That's like Korean dramas hit.
Oh, bro.
You know, we're dramatic. Physically, we're dramatic. The stuff we say, we're petting, we're crying. There's a lot of
100%.
There's a lot of that.
Waterworks, all that. You ever go to a morning prayer at church, bro? It is crazy. They're praying. Usually people pray quietly. And they're fucking cry, and they're looking at the next person next to them, and if they're crying, they cry louder.
That's
You know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
I guess my thing is, I feel like you're saying that it's, when you say theatrical, that it's an act.
I think there's,
I
but
don't
I
think-
believe that there's a little bit of that.
Oh, you think that they are purposely letting
think there's a
other
little
people
bit of that.
physically know instead of it being how they
Yeah.
act?
Yeah.
Because like I learned in my psychology, Asian American psychology class at Irvine. They told us how like Asians in Asia, like we physically show. Asians just physically have to show that their pain. They don't say like, oh, I'm in pain because of, you know, like you cause stress. It's literally like my back is aching because,
Right.
you know, you're acting this way.
Oh, I see what you're
So
saying.
like it becomes a physical ailment because they don't know how to use. I don't know if they don't know how to use. It's we aren't ingrained to speak
Like,
about our.
that's a good point, because like for instance, when someone's like in Korean, right, like when they're experiencing a lot of stress, they're like, oh 머리 아파, 머리 아파, 머리 아파.
죽겠다.
Yeah,
Oh,
which
죽겠다.
means my head hurts.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily just a headache. It's
Right.
like the whole situation is a headache.
Yeah, it's
The
like
whole, you know.
they're always like, oh, 소화 안 돼. Like, you know, like us arguing, or 혈압 올라. They always say I have
Hypertension.
hyper pressure,
Yeah.
which is like, I would never hear that in America, where it's like you're stressing out so much. Oh, I have high pressure
Damn,
now.
that's fucking
you know. But
interesting.
in Koreans, it's always. Because my grandma had high pressure, but she would always, and she would be like, oh, I need one of those like medical balls.
Yeah,
Have you
yeah,
had those?
of course.
상치만?
Yeah,
상치만?
yeah.
She'd be like,
the
bring me
wax.
the medicine.
Yeah.
But it was because she would be arguing with my mom, and that was it. It was they were arguing, but they couldn't articulate each other's feelings because my mom also immigrated when
Yeah.
she was young. So it's like,
Yeah.
I think it's mostly there's this like conversation and emotional thing that it's interesting because you saw it as a theatrical thing, which also like if you're talking to your mom and she is crying, you might think, oh my God, she's acting, which also already makes it difficult for you to have a conversation because you're like, she's not being real.
No. I'm not saying that about necessarily my mom, but I
Yeah.
guess
I'm
it
not saying
comes
it's your
off
mom.
that
I'm
way.
just generally speaking.
But that is true. We are a dramatic bunch, you know.
Yeah.
Whether the intent is to
It's true.
to be honest or dishonest, it's just little things like the seniority thing, right?
Yeah.
Like in America, you could show people respect without two hands pouring or calling each other young. Like we go a step forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I do definitely get that. But I feel like when it comes to guilt, if you're truly guilty,
Yeah.
you're usually just silent with your head down. You know what I mean? And you feel sorry.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know, you're more just like you can't make eye contact. But the
Yes.
more that someone is like if someone fucks up with me, and they're like, my bad, Rick, yo, my bad, no, for real, my bad, yo, we good,
yeah.
yo, my bad, dude.
Like
Yeah.
just soak in your guilt for
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah.
You know
Let
what I
it
mean?
marinate within yourself before
Don't start splashing
Don't
around.
splash your
Just
guilt on me. Rick.
drown in your guilt, fam. Drown.
Let
All
me
right?
pull you out.
Yeah, I'm asking for a buoy. You just got in the water. Drown for a bit.
You want a life preserver already?
Yeah, like what the fuck? You just dived in there.
Yeah, exactly.
I know what you mean.
Damn.
It's a little bit intense.
Yeah.
I and to be fair, I am a little cold. I am on the colder side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we know that.
On the pH level of things, yeah.
I'm a little
A
cold.
little acid, yeah, for sure.
I'm a little cold.
No, but you're not. I think you think you're cold in
It's
certain ways,
weird.
but you're also extremely warm in other ways. Like you're very giving
Hmm.
to all your friends. You're so supportive. Like, you know, whenever anybody, I think any of our homies like want to try something, like you're always like, oh, what kind of equipment can I get you? Like I remember one of our friends, he's a musician, he wanted to DJ, and you never told me this, but like I was having conversation, he's like, oh, I love Dumb, he's such a hyung, he actually bought me my first like DJ set.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is so sweet, especially because you don't go around like telling people about this thing, but
Oh, he does. He
actually no, he does. He does.
Tell him about that thing I got you. yeah, tell him about it. Come on.
I hate getting clothes from him because when I wear it out, he's like
Actually-
shirt, pants, hat, socks, mine.
Yeah, it's never like I gave that to you.
Yeah.
It's still his. It's still his. After he gave it back.
Right.
I'm
Now-
like, yeah, my shirt looks good on you.
Maybe that's
I'm
only.
like, I'm on a date, bro.
Maybe that's when he's feeling really like insecure at some point in his
Yeah.
like at his point in his life. He needs to like.
I do think
prove
it's
things,
a
but-
way for me to avoid any confrontation of actually dealing with the problem. My dad used to do that with me.
Oh no, a lot of parents do this with
Yeah,
like
parents.
buying people like
Materialistic
buying
love.
material things, especially I think like I would say men. It's not just Asian men. I think men tend to buy through guilt to their
Right,
kids
right,
or
right.
whatever, or pay for things or whatever to be like, oh, I don't have to deal with like, or they don't know how to emotionally talk about certain things, or you know, but it's fine. It's just like you're aware of it.
I hate that when I was a kid, I was so easily buyable. You know, like it didn't have to be an expensive gift. It's
100%.
like Taco Bell. I'm like, Dad, I love you.
Hell yeah, dude.
And he whipped my ass. He'd be like, KFC drumstick, Dad, everything is forgiven.
For sure.
Yeah.
My dad, because I got beat too hard one time, he got me golf clubs as like a guilt present.
Yeah.
And I got beat with those, bro.
It's the gift that just keeps
Keeps
on
on
giving.
giving,
Yeah,
yeah.
nah, it's fucked up, and I feel like that cycle is continued through me. To be honest, I do tend to buy my way out of things. I apologize a lot when I've also done some, you know, right? We fought sometimes as friends, and like I've like been
Yeah.
like here, you know, like
Did you eat?
yeah, did you eat?
That's your famous.
That's my thing. Did you eat?
Did you eat?
I've
I
done
stopped
that.
taking the meals because he started like using
You did
it
not
against.
stop taking it.
No, actually, I
You
stopped.
stopped taking the meals.
I stopped coming out here because you know what he would say after? He's like, "You do anything for food."
Wow.
Like, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, you think that makes me want to like?
No, I didn't say
keep
you do anything
eating?
for food, but
No, that is what you said. That's actually what you said.
there's a lot of free stuff that you would take.
Yeah, but how is that supposed to make me feel? Like that my value should be in you buying me food?
Shit's getting spicy.
Things have heated up right now.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I shouldn't do that. I mean, I've done that with Alex. I've apologized to Alex a lot. I've snapped at Alex
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Probably more than anybody in here. Alex, right? What do you think? How do you feel about my ways? Because I've treated Alex almost like a son, damn near, you know?
I mean, there's, you know, a professionalism that you come to expect when I'm like 100%, or I'm usually on point, and those few times when I do mess up, like, it kind of stands out, and I do take
Besides
responsibility.
Few times.
Okay, this sounds like a man who's in fear answering. Why are you answering like that? It was completely my fault, of course. Man, you had every right to.
It is not justified at all, but Alex has a snappable character. Like, there's characteristics about him where
Right,
you want to
right.
snap sometimes, man.
Alex is the smart.
I've never experienced that.
Yeah?
Never with Alex.
Well, Alex is the
So
smart.
I'm curious about that.
He's
What
a,
is it?
He's
What
a
is
smart kid who's too smart for his
Oh.
parents.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what it is.
Like so he's like we're like the immigrant parents. And he's been in America longer than us. He's like, no, Mom, that's not what that says, you know? Clearly in the fine print.
Yeah,
And you're just
yeah.
like, as soon as he says fine print, you want to
Oh my
smack him. You know?
God,
It's like,
dude.
come on, bro.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Nah, that's what it is. It's fine. It's fine. I get it. You know, there's, you know, we're.
We have nasty tendencies that we learn from our dad that it's our responsibility to break that cycle. Do you know what I mean? We have to break these cycles. So definitely my dad too, a lot of guilt purchases, a lot of just outrages. But yeah, I think you're doing a good job, man. I think you're a lot warmer than you give yourself credit for, right, Steph?
Yeah. It comes and goes. I could tell that he's done a lot of work in the last couple of years, I would say.
100%.
Yeah.
And I think I could tell when people around him don't have to feel like they're walking on eggshells.
Mm.
Do you ever know? Do you ever? Do you
Talk to
feel? Do you kind of know what I mean? There's sometimes, you know, I notice, you know, I think people feel like they have to upkeep a certain image or persona or you will judge
Am I
them.
mean? I'm not mean, right?
You
a piece of
could
shit,
be.
dude.
You can absolutely be mean, but you're also extremely nice. But that's the eggshell part. You don't know what you're gonna get.
But I also think
It's like Squid Game. You're just jumping on those plexiglass.
Yeah, but I don't know if you necessarily mean. You don't mean to do that. You just aren't aware of it.
You know, my dad said this to me. He said he lost his father at a young age, so he didn't really have a dad growing up, you know? And because he didn't experience love. It was hard for him to show love, you know. And with Dumb, how he was talking about, he didn't really have like deep conversations with his dad. Like he doesn't really remember a lot of happy memories from his family. His way of showing a love is a lot different. It's like tough love. Do you know? Like when you talk about eggshells, now it's embedded in my. If I get one missed call from Dumb, like my stomach hurts because I'm worried that 3 episodes of the podcast he's gonna fucking talk about it. But it bettered me. Do you know what I mean? In a weird way, like no, seriously, I leveled up because of his boot camp training. Like that.
I know Alex is terrified when I call this.
Oh my gosh, yo! I try to pick up within 2 rings with this motherfucker.
Yeah, I think Alex too. Alex has never gotten to the 3rd ring.
Yo, it's
and Alex will Alex will answer. I think he does a quick like 3 jumping jacks before he answers. Like I can tell he woke himself. Yeah. Like
Get up!
Yo, I used to do that with my dad all the time.
I used to do that shit with my
but
dad.
But he knew.
My dad knew too.
My dad. I think it's the guttural. It's the frog. I don't know. Oh, no, I've been up.
There's no way I can answer a call like just waking up with my dad. There's no way. He would fucking go off on me, bro.
Yo, I have a
But you have to numb yourself to tell yourself that's love at some point, right? But you realize it's not. It could be love, but it's not. That's like really fucking abusive.
I was just talking about this in the mini doc interview that we were just doing, like literally like an hour or 2 ago, where I was talking about how I'm able to laugh at some of the dark moments in my life because I don't think I'm special. You know, like what you're saying is like realizing these things, and I think everyone in the current generation kind of explores it as this thing like it's okay and this. Me, I look at it more like I'm not special. Like everyone goes through this.
You know that's how everyone feels before therapy, right? I used to say that. I used to be like, "Yo, I'm not special."
Yeah, but I'm okay with it. Why do we need to fix that though? But why do we need to fix that? I don't.
So we love ourselves.
You laughing like that was a defense mechanism, bro. That was like a shield. That was like your Kevlar against these things, man. But definitely, this episode was brought by BetterHelp.
No, I just feel like it's okay. I deal with these dark moments through comedy, and it helps. I'm not saying it doesn't help. I'm saying it actually helps.
Do you think you're dealing with it though? I think we're making content about it. I don't know if we're really. I don't know if we're really like dissecting.
No, it's not. Comedy is not just content for me. Comedy is a form of expression. Right. You know what I mean? Right. And it is a way for me to vent and get things off my chest.
Yeah. No. Again, I'm not saying just comedy, even in rap or whatever it is. Like without actually solving the problem. Us venting about it doesn't necessarily mean solving it either.
Oh, beautiful.
You know what I'm saying?
Holy shit.
Like it just doesn't.
Then what's
Can you rap
therapy?
about that?
Isn't therapy venting? Isn't it like someone listening to you and sharing your thoughts?
It is, but it's also thoughts heard by someone who went to school to tell someone who's highly educated or more educated than we are.
Yeah, but they're mainly more listening than actually giving you any advice, right?
No, they can also give you advice. And these are people who have researched this type of what happens to people when they are sick or not sick when they're younger and what these things can do. But it's not just the listening. It's also like this active knowing that someone is actively listening. Like they're listening because they care and I don't know if they actually care, but they're getting paid for it. And knowing that they can guide you. It's a guide, literally, I know this is the exact same thing that people talk about. Oh, here it is. It says, Alex just pulled this up. It says, talk therapy versus talking to a friend.
All right, let's see it.
With a therapist, there's confidentiality, undivided attention, qualified to address mental health concerns, objective perspective. And then when you talk to a friend, it's confidentially not guaranteed, true, attentiveness, but may fluctuate,
right,
not qualified to help with mental health concerns. So true, because who are you talking to, right? And then what is it? Biased perspective.
Yeah.
And also, like, I could see like how some people just want, depending on who you're talking to, they just want to make you feel better. So they'll just like be like, oh yeah, that's true, because they're still trying to be a friend. So they just want you to be heard or whatever.
Nah, for sure.
But
It's like,
but that doesn't mean no one's forcing anyone to go to therapy. It's just there is definitely a difference from putting art out there, because it's not necessarily just therapy. We're talking about like you said, putting art out there.
Yeah.
That doesn't actually mean we're getting better. It does mean we're expressing ourselves.
definitely. It's
And
like,
it's a form of, a way for our mental health. I think there is a part of it that's good for our mental health,
right.
but that doesn't mean, again, that we're solving
Absolutely.
the issue.
There might be deeper rooted issues. It's like, you have a headache and you put an ice pack on it, but without going and getting an MRI. You know what I mean? It's like the outside, just like a temporary alleviation, but you might have to dig deeper. And that goes beyond just venting and talking about it. But anyway, you're doing your thing.
Yeah. No, I'm like, I'm cool with just living with the pain. I'm just saying, it's okay.
No, I know. I feel that.
No,
You
but
know?
I feel that. Do you think as Asians, right, like we have that tolerance, it's just built up? Because I think my pain tolerance in all aspects of the word is super high because I never really like dealt with it. And then now, like, so much time has passed, we're like this is the default now. This is my standard, so it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But
it's like a numb.
and not only that, like my parents are the older version of myself, and they're cool with it too. Like they never really healed it either.
Well, that's the thing. That's a good example. The older generation, our parents, they have learned to live with it. You know what I'm saying?
They had to.
Like, do you really think your parents are going to go to therapy now? Never. I don't think my parents will ever go to therapy.
I think they use other some people use church as therapy.
Yeah, what
is
is their therapy, you think?
soju?
Yeah, my dad's therapy is probably soju. Yeah. But like, think about that. It's kind of crazy. Like, our parents are probably never going to go to therapy ever for the rest of their lives.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Not
so
if, like,
I want
not
to be
if the local church people start going.
Yeah.
Then it becomes
that'll
a way.
You know what? I'm
Honestly.
not going to go to therapy as an ally to my parents. You know what I mean?
Out of their respect.
I do it for my parents.
Right,
I'm
right.
not going to therapy for my parents because here's the
You
thing.
do realize by you saying these things that you are still representing yourself and people around you to do what you do. People look up to you on this pod. And
Yeah,
you are
so what?
you're telling people like, hey, I don't do
They
this
can do
thing.
whatever they want.
I
I'm
know,
just
but
telling
you're
you what I'm
literally
doing.
like, I'm not gonna go.
I'm not saying I'm not
an
going to go.
ally with my like.
You know what? I feel like I do still to this day let it, how we joke around like I didn't give a fuck about what my parents told me or whatnot. I actually do care a lot. You know, I've had a lot of actions in my life that are a result of what my parents have done. Like, even when I go buy stuff for myself, I still feel guilty. Like expensive things.
Yeah.
So if I buy like a designer jacket, I gotta like buy my mom some shit.
I know, but that's okay. So that's the thing. You do it out of guilt instead of you wanting to do it, and
Like-
those are different feelings.
That's why I don't think I'm going to therapy, because if I go to therapy, I gotta also pay for my mom to go to therapy. I gotta pay for my dad to go to therapy.
Oh yeah, you think I'm gonna level up on myself?
That's expensive as fuck.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my god.
But that breeds resentment. Do you want to be resentful towards like you buying me like a jacket, right? Because we got into an argument and it's your fault, right? So then you're like, okay, let's go eat and I'm going to buy you this expensive jacket. Don't you feel you bring it up later on because you feel resentful you even bought that jacket for me. You're like, oh, I don't really want to buy her this jacket, but it's my only way I know how to like say sorry to her. Versus like
saying sorry like for real would be cheaper.
Yeah, it would be absolutely cheaper
Than the jacket.
And-
That's 100% for sure.
Yeah, and I doubt that like even if I had the jacket, I'm not like, oh well, things are. I mean, they're kind of better, but then like I'd rather have like you and I being like happy and that we can continue having a relationship, a friendship, like down the road where I'm not like, oh, fuck.
Imagine how like fucked up rich people are in this scenario when you're really at the level where you can purchase anything, right? And they're doing the same thing that we're discussing right now.
On another
on
level.
a crazy level. You're buying a Lamborghini because you're sorry for this. You're buying a yacht, anything.
Yeah.
It must be so fucked up where you get to the point where none of that stuff even works.
Right.
Imagine how fucked up you get to that point
Damn.
where a Lamborghini don't work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A mansion.
Holy
all these things
shit.
don't work. That has to be the most fucked up
And then they're
levels.
so far down the line, they don't even know how to really do it. Do you know what I mean?
There's no way.
That's crazy.
Right? There's no way. And the fact is, they probably could afford the best mental help.
Yeah.
you know, the craziest, you know, whatever, Dr. Phil.
Hey.
I don't know what the best mental
You buy me a
health-
car, we're good. You know, you buy me a whip, you know, a little house situation, I'll overlook our past.
You turn a blind eye.
Yeah.
You'll turn
yeah.
a blind eye, but it's still in there. We're not stupid.
Well, at that point, when you buy them a whip, they're driving away from your life. They're gone.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
out of here, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like I know what you're saying. I think you guys make a lot of sense.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You guys make a lot of sense. It's just, I think I am looking at the work like it is. It's work.
It is.
It's a
It's
lot
so
of work.
bad.
It is a shortcut.
Someone in the comments said, "Y'all are my therapist." Bro.
Yo.
Yo.
So do you really think that moments like this can be therapeutic? Like this
Absolutely. I
podcast
think
can be
that
therapeutic.
I don't even know if that's the word because I don't really even know what the word therapy. I need someone to Google what therapy means. I know that this is a way for us to get out our feelings and for us to talk and feel community, because once one person understands another, it just feels better. And we're letting things out, which the worst thing for us to do is to like repress shit. So like the fact that we're doing this is great.
Right.
Is it therapy? Does it replace it? I don't think so. I would not say that at
Why
all.
do men start podcasts instead of going to therapy? No, I
It's
agree.
true,
I
though.
think, yeah, more than
This
therapy.
joke is a real thing.
It's
that
some real
people-
shit.
No, I know it's, but I mean that's like a played out joke that
It
everyone's
is.
talked about. But let look up the exact definition of therapy, since Steffi has spent thousands of dollars on years of therapy and still doesn't know the definition of it. Let's zoom in on that real quick. Let me see it. Okay. Therapy, the treatment of mental conditions by verbal communication and interaction. So
So I guess this
It's- but
is,
it's-
so it has to be verbal.
yeah. I mean, yeah, there has to be words for
It
sure.
says treatment.
What if you just went to a
Well, there's
therapist
physical
and you just
therapy.
looked at each other like, oh yeah, there's physical therapy.
Well, I guess, but you're stating that
Wait,
Yeah,
hold
yeah.
on.
therapy
You should
in
look
itself.
up like a therapist or a medical term for this, like the
For a
medical
therapist?
oh, you
Yeah,
weren't happy with that definition?
Well, no, I want to know if it's like it has to be medically or if this is just therapy.
Well, type in therapist. Like, let's see what the exact definition of what a therapist is supposed to do.
Yeah.
Okay, zoom in. A person skilled in a particular kind of therapy.
Yeah, I hate this shit.
That is definitely
A person who treats mental conditions by verbal communication and interaction.
Right. I definitely think this
there's
podcast.
also art though. There's also art therapy, so I don't know if it has to be verbal necessarily.
There's
Yeah.
also like ketamine therapy.
Yeah.
There is. But you know, I definitely think this podcast can be looked as therapy.
I think that, yes, I think a lot of men and women can listen to this and feel like it does forms of them feeling connected.
That's
and
what I was going to say.
Feel like relatable.
There's an affirmation here,
Yes.
you know?
And it's soothing and it's nice to, because I listen to other podcasts with women because like it makes me feel understood.
No, for sure.
Yeah, and it's a lot cheaper than therapy. You can like and subscribe now at youtube.com/funwithdumb.
Right now.
I'm kidding.
Like, you know, if you're lost,
kidding.
if you're lost in the woods, the next best thing after finding a way out is finding another lost person. So you're not there by yourself. You know what I'm talking about? Like, that's the next step. So definitely, we're not saying that we have the answers, but people that are watching it be like, oh shit, I'm going through the same thing. You know?
Yeah, I just don't want it ever to take on the responsibility of being like, I am someone's therapist through this, because I know I am not smart enough or
You are.
not in this world enough for. I've only been doing this work for like 2-3 years, and it's nice to be able to consciously see myself away from like the things that I was going through, but it's like I would never want to like take away from what actual therapists and who've gone to school for so long and studied this stuff to be like, yeah,
Absolutely.
right.
It's like someone who
don't
cooks
know.
in the kitchen and a chef. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah,
we both make food, but chill the fuck out.
I feel that, man. I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like
What do you feel, Dom?
this is why I need a therapist. I can't express what I feel right now. I don't know. A part of me does feel that I don't need to talk to anybody for that sake. I don't know. That's why I don't know. I'm confused. A part of me is like, do I need it? Like, I got myself questioning myself. I did have a session.
Yeah, I remember the one time
Yeah.
you had the session But did you even, was it a therapy or did she just ask you about
It
your
felt more
concerns?
like a consultation.
Yeah, I think
Right.
that's what it was. The first one, because it was free, right?
Yeah, like I should actually, should I just start it and report back?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
why don't you do
I
that?
really wish, okay, this is my thing, is like, I know people watch this who are in the same boat as you guys and how I was before I started therapy, where it's like, I'm really curious about it. Like, I want to know if it will work or if it'll change my life, but it also scares me to know I might be a different person from the person I am today. Like, that scares me. That's a fearful place to be.
Right.
But I would love for I know we have a lot of men viewers and Asian men viewers to like follow in the footsteps of what you guys are doing. Like, because they do look up to you or they even see you as friends. And like, we need so much help in this Asian American and Asian men community. Like, it's bad out there. Like, people are sick. People are dying, killing themselves, abusing women. And it's like, the stats are high with Asian men because of something.
Yeah. No,
So
I get
like,
it.
I want, like, my
No,
goal,
you're right.
one of my goals, and I talk about in therapy and it's out here, is that I want like that to happen with the men around me.
Steffi will be sponsoring 5 Asian males therapy sessions in the group, in the chat right now.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you, do you
Her,
think
her therapy is just this. Stop.
if we asked everybody in the chat room right now that we would pay your personal trainer fee throughout the week 5 times a week or 5 therapy sessions every week, which one do you think they would take?
Dude, definitely. We know.
the
We
The
know.
personal training, the
Yeah.
physical personal training?
Yeah,
'cause
because the results are visible.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The results is a lot more present.
But that just tells you how we're not even thinking that
Absolutely.
way. We're not
And they
looking
think,
at the bigger
I think
picture.
also, like, if this is like a cis man, I think in their head, they're like, if I physically can show that I'm hot, I'll get more girls. Like, everything's run by sex. So, like, they don't realize if a man goes to work in, like, their mindset or their, like, mental health, dude, girls are looking for that right now.
Damn.
Girls are going out there.
There's something different about you. Did you
Dude,
get
they
your
can
mind
tell.
right? Oh my God, your trauma looks unpacked. Are you instead of you're packing, you're unpacking.
Bro.
Did you see John? He's unpacking.
Instead of working out, are you working it out? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no, but what was I gonna say? I was gonna say with the fuck, I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. I totally forgot.
It's all good.
because I was enjoying my laughs.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Let's get real quick.
Yeah.
I wanna ask you guys something. What's your process of going to bed at night? Like, because for me, it's easy when I'm around people because the distraction. Like, I don't really think about my feelings or the things I need to think about because there's so many other things happening. But when you're laying down in bed and you're waiting for yourself to fall asleep, are you drowning in thoughts? I realize that I'm not in a good place when I have to watch TV until I can't physically be up anymore.
I'm way more in my thoughts than any kind of TV or anything, but I will say it's always about work.
Yeah.
And I think that's bad. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like my work has
It's more objective based.
Yeah, like I am not like, how am I feeling? How am I? I'm not doing all that.
Yeah.
Well, let me just, my bad. I just remembered
Oh, yeah,
what I was
go,
going to
go.
say. One thing I was going to say is, do you feel that your physical health does affect your mental? Because I do.
Absolutely.
I believe that, right? Because there's a lot of chemical imbalances that you can work out by getting your health right.
Fuck yeah,
Because
dude.
as soon as I started getting healthy, my mental health started getting better.
There's chemicals that are released. Dopamine and serotonin, all these things.
And when I'm
you
just
work
feeling
out.
better, more
Yeah.
confident, like there are things that do make a huge difference.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Bro, a
I
haircut
agree.
changes my mentality. Are you kidding me? Once I start growing hair here, I feel like a piece. I feel low, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Men don't need therapy. We just need a
You just
haircut.
need a haircut, bro.
We just need a haircut. Like real shit.
Nah, but that's interesting that you brought that up because I, as I started gaining some weight, you know what I mean? And I just got a little big and kind of letting myself go physically, people realized and they saw it like that my confidence level was dropping. The way that I was speaking, the way that I was carrying myself, because, when you kind of get a gut and grow some breasts, it's hard for you to go out because you know that.
Why does that like you just motorboated the mic?
No, my bad. You know, but even like JL, my rap partner, he noticed this drop, like a big drop, you know, even in my writing and just like in the studio too. As rappers, we go behind the mic and we boast about ourselves, our rap skills and shit like that. But when we don't feel good about ourselves or we're broke or, you know, things like that, it's hard to put that front on. You know, it's almost like, why the fuck are you even doing this? You know what I'm saying?
Well, people actually say the opposite though, because
when they're low,
when
they
they're
make the
low
good.
and they're in pain, they create the best art.
I think being in pain and also feeling low about yourself is like two different groups
true.
as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But no, I definitely think physical, even for one example too, like when you feel nervous or you feel kind of like just kind of weak in the legs, it's because your legs are weak. You know what I'm saying? You start doing, no, for real. You start doing legs work.
Nah, you can have buff legs and have butterflies and shaky knees, bro. You never seen a body what is it?
Builder?
Bodybuilder.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. You never seen a
You know that camera's here.
bodybuilder? You know bodybuilders have stage fright too.
Do they?
They do, yes. Have you ever seen buff knees? Just,
No.
I'm like,
Oh, it's
yeah,
crazy.
it's
I think you guys were talking about like mind, body, and soul type of thing, connecting all those things together,
Yeah.
right? When you're talking about like the body,
I do
when you
bel-
work out and you're out and it's like you feel good, and then you know but you got to have that soul part and everything kind of.
I think the
it's a
soul
balance.
and your spirit, I do truly believe that is a real thing that you feel.
Yeah.
And I was talking about this, like even in your work, when you don't do meaningful work and you get stuck in something or you forgot about something you were really passionate about.
Like doing TikToks is
Yes.
soul draining.
Doing TikToks, I believe, will slowly kill your spirit.
100%.
Like, I don't mean necessarily like just people posting on TikToks, but I do mean like when you let the idea of like posting every day and getting views and algorithms, these things, when you think about that, it will slowly start killing your spirit.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why it's called TikTok. It's just killing your time. Dude. It's just,
Absolutely.
It's just
It's
counting
like
down the seconds of your
TikTok.
goddamn
Time
life,
is
dude.
ticking.
100%.
I truly believe that, and that's when everybody, every time you see an artist disappear for a while online, that's what's happening.
They've been
They're
TikToking.
replenishing their soul.
Yeah.
They're replenishing their soul.
100%.
They were stuck in TikTok purgatory.
And someone told me this. I forget exactly who. It was wise words. It was like, yo, artists, you always have to hit the road. You always have to stay performing. You know, I just performed a couple days ago.
You were amazing.
First of all, thank you.
so
it was so good
up
seeing you there,
Dude,
you know?
It was amazing. I felt like a proud mom just there.
Before the show, I was in the green room trembling. It's been a while since I've done it, you know, like perform live. I mean, not like, you know, it's like riding a bike. I knew the word. I knew all that, but just I didn't believe in myself for a second. You know, people in the green room. First of all, the green room was more like a green tent. It was terrible. It was like the walls were flapping around, so it did not bring me peace of mind at all. But I just remember just pacing in the back, just like, damn, man, everyone's here. Like, it was a weird combination of people that's never seen me perform. My girl was, you know, just a large crowd, and I had this nervousness. But then as soon as I felt the reciprocation from the audience, as soon as I went out and I saw people with the shirts on, people reciting the lyrics back, it was like the spinach and Popeyes, yo. Like, it's like, oh, I came back. You know what I mean? I needed that.
That crowd was like so hyped for you guys.
Oh, man.
And you guys really knew how to hype I think it was like the best. You guys were fucking killing it.
I think that's why live performance is so important for artists. Like right now, artists live on the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I truly don't believe that's a real world.
That
It's not a real world. I can't even say
it's
it.
not a real word. Yeah.
I really believe that it's just like, unless you feel it in person, human interaction is always a different feeling, right? Than what you feel when you meet, when you talk to somebody online.
For sure. You see these people so charismatic and like, they're so enunciated on their clips, but then you meet them in real life and they're so fucking awkward. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know how to contain themselves.
That's why I really do appreciate a lot of stand-up comedians.
Yeah.
Because their thing is performing on all levels. No matter how big you are, You're still doing the small stages.
Right.
They perform on levels of how they started all the way to the end.
That's true. If you think about it,
You work
no
up
other
the stadium, but on weekends you're still working the clubs. You know, it's
Right.
like there's a lot of that. So I don't know. There's something special about that.
no other format like they continue open mics. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like rappers, when they get to a certain point, open mics is just kind of like, why would I do that again? You know what I mean?
Yeah, the reason that comedians do it is because you have to work all the new jokes in front of a crowd.
That's true.
So that gives you an opportunity to work it. But actually, if musicians did that more, they'd get better at making their songs.
That's true.
That's how actually the South did it, because Southern rappers would test their songs at strip clubs.
Right.
So they would actually have the strip club DJs play their stuff, and
Yeah.
they'd look at the crowd, and if they reacted in a certain way, then they'd be like, "This is a banger. We should push this song." Or what?
Can you imagine a stripper not feeling it? Like,
No.
Yeah.
she gets dressed.
Like, they play a J. Cole song. It's like, I'm changing my life. Yeah. It's just, yeah. But that's when that's how J. Cole was testing his song. Yeah. When strippers start changing their life, it's like, okay, this one's a banger.
Oh my god.
She's like, I'm gonna go enroll to the local community college.
That's so
Okay,
funny.
cool.
She starts judging the patrons.
J. Cole's like, yeah, that's a banger. That's a banger.
She's
Yeah.
giving back refunds.
Hell yeah.
That's funny.
Oh man.
Wow, that was I feel like I took a load off, man.
Felt like I did
I
therapy
feel like
right
I don't
now.
need to go to therapy anymore.
Come on.
Nah, I'm kidding. I'll go at some
And
point.
also, let's talk about this. For me too, I think I was using food as a therapy.
Ooh.
Eating is real, yo. I mean, sorry, that was eating is real, yo.
Not. You mean like you're escaping
Stress eating.
stress eating?
Yeah, because you get instant gratification from the flavor. You
Oh,
get instant.
yeah.
Sorry, you get
I
instant
get you on that.
gratification from the chew, from the swallow. You know.
Is that why people relieve stress that way?
Yeah. Think about every movie in a breakup. It's just a tub.
thing. Is it a stimulant thing? Just the
Yeah, I
instant
think it releases
stimulation?
dopamine, all these things. But then what happens? It's a sinking ship. You feel good, and then you get bigger and you hate yourself
The
more.
result.
And
Yeah.
then you're like, God damn, I'm here. And then you feel shitty, and then you eat more, and then it's just a fucking ugly cycle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And here I am.
Damn, man. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just too much of a good thing. You can't have too much.
Yeah.
Overconsume.
Yeah.
That's what I realized. I can have a delicious meal once a week,
Yeah.
and I'll be fine for the rest of the week.
Deprivation is definitely important.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, overstimulation. I mean, porn is a good example.
For sure.
All of us grew up on porn. Like, porn don't excite me no more.
What's porn? Yeah. No, for sure.
Nah, I mean, mukbang.
What do you mean porn doesn't excite you?
I'm just saying, like,
Like, oh, you don't
I
wanna
don't
watch
remember the
porn?
last time I watched porn, which
Yeah.
is crazy. I mean, we all grew up on porn, you know?
Well, I mean, isn't this, sorry, I know there's ladies present, but like if you nut too much, like it doesn't,
It's overstimulation,
It's
right?
not the same. Yeah. Like, you know, when you store up like a month or two and then, or like you go to a church retreat and you come back.
Yo, imagine how fire like a monk's nut would
Oh
be, bro.
my.
A monk who hasn't nutted in like a year, bro. Not even a year, like 10 years.
Yeah.
That
You'll probably
fir-
die.
That first monk nut. That monk nut. You know that fool on some Super
That
Saiyan
straight
floating
up
shit.
monk
When a monk nuts, pebbles start floating from the ground. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
That's why they're bald.
Yeah.
As soon as they nut Dragon Ball hair, bro,
Yeah, for
it goes
real.
crazy.
The leaves start circling.
They start walking on trees like wushu fighter. It's insane. That monk nut.
Crouching tiger hidden nut.
It's
Yeah,
nuts,
for sure. It's
bro.
crazy.
It is literally nuts.
Oh
Jesus.
my god.
No,
That's funny.
Yeah. I mean, but it's like they deserve it. You know?
I'm trying to get that monk nut.
Like
Oh
you're not
my
ever-
God.
Yeah, like it's just not fair.
Yeah.
man.
Respect to the monks out there in all the monasteries, dude.
Sorry.
It is crazy. There are things I guess our body naturally has ways to release dopamine always as a backup. No matter what level of depression you're hitting, there's ways you can pull things. Pull things, push things, buttons that make you
Right.
feel better.
That is true.
I read that like if you're so used to as a kid like getting like, verbally abused by someone that you love, like a parent, you grow up and then you start getting hits of dopamine anytime like someone's yelling at you. You think it's love because your body's literally learning to adapt to this thing.
Yo, that's not a lie.
That's not a lie.
I think I'm masochistic now because of that situation.
Yeah.
I like feeling pain because it's familiar.
Yeah.
And that's some real shit. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Wow.
And it gets to a point where also when someone compliments you, it not hurts, but
No,
it's like it's strange. Like, yo, chill the fuck out.
Because to you, that's the opposite of like our parents did not say kind words.
Exactly.
You ever get like in a fight at a club, someone punches you, and you're like, I should call my dad. Has that ever happened? You're on the bar floor. You're like, it's been a while since I've called my dad, hasn't it?
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, is that so? You're saying it's familiar to what?
Like our body, because like it's not natural for us to want to be like verbally or physically abused, but like as a kid, but like we have to repress the pain. And we have to learn, or we can't function. You know, if we could, we would like probably kill ourselves if our body didn't know how to adapt to things.
I feel like I think roasting was a product of me because I'd get made. Wait, hold on. I didn't even say my thing.
But it makes sense already. Go ahead.
First of all, I didn't say shit, so calm the fuck down, right?
Wow.
That's we're like overzealous therapists.
Breakthrough. No, what it was for me was that I was bullied a lot from kids, and I was made to feel inferior, stupid.
Yeah.
But when I started roasting and being good at it, I felt like finally, like, I know I have the secret. I'm smarter than you. I'm able to find a way to, you know what I mean? So like, I'd still get beat up, but on the floor, I'd be smiling like, you idiots.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. So you've been called stupid so much, you called yourself dumb.
Exactly. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
That's
it's like
crazy.
It's just like, I just felt like roasting was my one superpower where I felt more smarter or more powerful than that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was definitely a defense mechanism. Like,
sure.
It made me feel 100 feet tall, you know?
Damn.
Yeah.
You're right. People told me I couldn't rap all my life, so I became Lyricks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you know what the problem with that is? What it is like I'm not actually 100 feet tall.
Yeah.
So it's like that movie. Well, what's that movie with Gwyneth Paltrow and Jack Black?
I know Shallow Hal.
Shallow Hal.
Yeah.
So he looks at the girl and she looks like a supermodel,
Yeah.
but she's actually like pretty big, overweight. And that's how it's like for me. I think I'm 100 feet tall and I'm acting that way, stomping around. And no, like I actually could get my ass whooped because I'm a 5 something. It's like,
bro, that's so crazy you brought that up because me and my girl was just talking about this before the pod. So, this is a new purchase that I did.
I love it.
Thank you. But I was telling my my girl, I have this thing where I look completely different from my perception of myself. Mm-hmm. Is that normal? Is that because like I look in the mirror,
I think that's
like for the
normal.
show, right? I thought that fit was ill.
Yeah.
You know what I wore?
Yeah.
My shirt. I was like, I went to the shirt that I wore. I was like, no, this is not too small. If I suck in my stomach a little bit, the gut's not coming out. But then I see the footage and the photos, and I'm like, holy shit! I get scared. I'm like, is my like sense of reflection that distorted, where it's that inaccurate? Is that? Do people go?
I
through
think
that?
you have the case of the rapparosis.
The
I believe that's my diagnosis for you. Rapparosis is a rare condition where rappers view themselves as 10s when they're actually strong 4s.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah.
That's a
That's so
Every
funny.
rapper has this.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? That's why, but they believe it so much that they make the world believe it.
Right.
He went from okay, Alex just Google searched body dysmorphia to grand delusions.
All right, bro.
Illusions of
What are you trying to
grandeur.
say right now, babe?
Well, I think I want to know the stat of body dysmorphia because that is like actually like I think the majority of us have this.
Yo, it's nuts.
But
It's
body
insane.
dysmorphia goes the opposite way, where we
I think it could be
look
both.
we actually look more
No.
terrible than we are.
I think it
right?
could be both. I think that
Yeah, I
it
think
could
it'd
be
be both.
the other way too. But it's typically yes, like we look worse than we really do in our heads or whatever.
Right.
I think that's kind of what it is, right?
Yeah.
I think this is especially like as artists who are performing. I'm sure it's like harder. it's harder because you're constantly thinking about the way you were perceived.
Yeah.
I think that's like very natural, but like I don't know. I have problems with that. But that's because I model too. But also I grew up in a household. Just being a woman, I think you just have body dysmorphia. Like that's literally culturally.
Right. I mean, especially with social media, it makes it even more intense.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
I think you're right though. Like I feel like we're hearing more about men with the lack of confidence more now. But growing up, I knew some homies on the block who looked like trolls that were walking up to dime pieces. Like troll motherfuckers pulling models, bro. They didn't give a fuck. They just walk up to a model, look up, like, "What's up, girl?" I want your number.
For sure.
Fucking, they didn't give a fuck.
Or even like big dudes that are confident.
They gave me so much confidence. You know, at the time,
it's called male privilege.
I mean, I look at these dudes and I was like, really, it helped me with my confidence.
Right.
And I love that, dude. And even some, you know, I have so many homies who like went so crazy, went super far with just confidence alone. Like even, you know, Anderson, when he was in high school, he was a heavy dude.
Yeah.
That like and he's posted high school pictures of himself like really big. You know what I mean? Prom king. Prom king
For
of
real?
high school. He was prom king of the whole. He was very popular.
Oh shit.
You know, like here's a picture right there in prom. That's Anderson right there.
Wow.
In
that
prom,
smile, the smile.
you know, and he this dude was prom king. And look at this girl. It's like Alicia Keys over here. What is going on? You know what I mean?
It's like Neil deGrasse Tyson right there. Yeah, man.
I'm just saying, but you know, he has like he has crazy energy. You know, a lot of confidence. And he's very likable and all that. So I'm just saying.
Now that I think about it, that's what fashion is too, huh? Pretty much. It's like if you believe in what you're wearing is fire, people are going to kind of like shift over to that.
Yeah.
You know?
And men are slowly losing confidence now because women are now like, you ain't shit.
You ain't shit.
We're like, you're right. I'm melting. And like, oh my God, I was a 5-year-old kid the whole time.
Oh my God.
This is a kid in this blazer. Like, hey. It's like the end of the movie Big with Tom Hanks. Yeah, no, that's what it is.
The gig is up.
The gig is up. We had a good run. For mad decades, we were just two kids on each other's shoulders, like, "Hey, I'm the big guy around here." Yeah. They pulled the trench coat down. It's just two kids.
We ain't shit.
Yeah, we ain't shit. It's fine.
Oh my God.
Wow, that was a good.
That was already an hour, man.
That was a good one, man.
I feel like I lightened my load for sure. I don't know how.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good question. Does women checking men then breed more toxic masculinity? Yeah, if you're if you have male fragility, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not fragile. Like, honestly, I find it refreshing.
Yeah.
When a girl checks me or like burns me.
Yeah.
To me, I'm very attracted to that. Like a girl who kind of puts me in my place.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
because it reminds you of your
deflates
dad. Just kidding.
What is this shit? Are you trying to? No.
I'm just joking.
No, because you know this, like, you know, like
that was mean. Sorry, keep going.
I've talked to you about like some of my ex-girlfriends. They're all usually like very boss, like girls,
right?
You know, some people even like know my previous like dating history, and they've been very like strong women. Like, you know, I'm holding their shopping bag strong. You know what I mean? Like, where are we going next, babe? You know, like, so so they know.
Oh,
I'm just saying. You know which one? Nah. But I'm just saying that it's been that's one thing I do like. I like girls who have their own thing, have created their own empires. And once in a while we'll meet up and, you know, do our thing. Not like I have to be attached to her world or she has to be attached to mine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but you're right. I think what Mac Easy said, it has bred a lot of toxic masculinity. People all of a sudden they think it's too much. They get heard that you ain't shit a couple times and they think we're doomed.
Right.
We're going to lose it all.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden that's where all this toxic shit comes from and empires are being built. I don't want to say like
it's
names.
like the white people, remember, they're like, the minorities are trying to get rid of us. Remember?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
all. It's all of that. It's like any kind of like threat.
Yeah.
You know, which is still ridiculous. Like if you feel threatened when there's been like decades, hundreds of years, of male dominance.
Right.
Y'all really think you're gonna lose it in 2023? Like,
It just
I'm
means
saying,
the internal foundation's weak. You feel me? Like
it's super weak.
That's crazy. I had my experience with a bossy mean girl I didn't like it. I didn't like
You
it.
mean you dated someone that was
I
bossy
dated
and
someone that
mean?
was bossy and mean because me too. I was like, you know what? I need someone to call me out. You know what I mean?
But that's not, I don't mean bossy or mean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like a very strong, opinionated woman about.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I didn't like it.
I don't like anyone. You know what it is? It's like at first it's nice when you have a girl that's constantly just supportive of you and does everything you want to do, and then you get kind of tired of that.
Yeah.
You want her to decide on things, and you want her to take a lead at times. That's what a partnership is. It should be a 50-50 partnership. Like, let her be in charge at times, because it's gonna get exhausting, bro. I remember those moments, like a girl always tagging along to my world of things, and it was not fun.
I'm gonna do that this week. I'm gonna try it out. It's gonna be all about her. It's her birthday too next week. Yeah,
you're gonna let her kind of like
everything,
just
anything,
lead things?
everything.
But
Whatever
does she like that?
I think
'Cause it's
honestly, I may have not. I don't think I do it on purpose, but I may have not given her the chance to do that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I need to work on that as well. Cause
She might like. I mean, I think in the end,
no. Some people do like
people
it.
Like it.
Yeah.
But
I gotta ask. This is good. This was good therapy because now we need to just talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, turn off or find my phone app for a weekend. You know what I mean?
The GPS tracker should
I
just turn it off.
thought the GPS tracker's a little OD. A little OD, I gotta say.
Yeah, I could loosen the leash up a few notches.
Jesus, bro. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man. Let her breathe, fam. Let
I
her
got
breathe.
you. I got
She's a good woman. Good woman.
She's a good woman, man.
Yeah,
Great
She's a good woman. So how about you, Steph? How's everything in your love life? Everything
You
good?
want to know about my love life?
We
Yeah,
do.
everything
What
good?
do you want to know?
It's everything.
I'll tell you.
Put it all on the table.
Is he treating you like a queen?
I don't know.
You don't.
Sometimes you just.
Whoa.
Sometimes I just get exhausted when we talk. No. I just mean like this is my second podcast, so I'm just like exhausted because
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of men.
I know. It is exhausting to talk to men, straight men who don't go to therapy.
I feel like we're understanding here.
I
Yeah.
just
We're
want
not-
to not.
Wait,
talk
so
to-
gay men are more understanding? You think? Than straight men?
I can't say every gay man, but the gay men that I know,
Yeah.
do go to therapy. So
Oh,
it's like we can
okay,
just talk about things in a manner. But it is exhausting to give space to certain people, especially when they're not doing the work. So I just feel like I'm, for some reason, becoming the teacher. I don't even think they're asking me for advice, but I naturally want to, because I just want to like better people around me. But that's like this like horrible thing that I do. That's like no one's asking for it, so I need to chill out.
Unsolicited
It is
advice.
unsolicited
That's my
advice.
specialty.
But I also want to spread. I know that.
USA.
We both are similar in that way.
Oh, nobody asked? I'm here.
That's what podcasting is. We're giving you all advice for like no one. You guys didn't ask.
Here's
for
my
this.
here's my card. I'm unqualified. Call me anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's simplify
but-
the question. Are you happy?
Oh wow, what a beautiful question.
Thank
Just
you.
How you feel? I feel good. Yes, I feel great. I think the season's changing and like just this what is the word?
Camaraderie?
Camaraderie.
Wait, that's not it.
Camaraderie.
That's right. Did I say it right?
Compadres commoderating together.
That's how much I don't have it. I haven't used that word.
He's like the arroz con pollo.
Yeah.
camaraderie.
I believe it's commodity. No.
Yeah, so this is nice. And dating, I don't know, man. It's a hard thing to do. It's a very like exhausting thing to like even want to do when I'm just working on myself. So doing that is already hard, and then having to like maybe do relationship stuff is just exhausting. And I'm like, I know that I'm much more pickier about what I want with somebody, and I think I've noticed the single men in my life, it just seems like it is hard for them to date, and they have been complaining to me about their dating lives. And I'm like, bro, it's like hard for everyone. Like we're all dealing with it.
Remember we were talking about this the other day? I find that interesting that a lot of these dudes you're talking to, they said that
My guy friends, not like
guy friends,
dating guy.
they're having, that's a big problem with like with dating and women is like a huge thing, right?
I think online they're getting kind of like disheartened by the whole process, as just I think anyone does with online dating.
So they truly are trying to find the love of their life.
I think they don't know what they want, because right? They want pussy, and they'll take it, and it doesn't matter, right? I'm talking about straight men that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But they also are like, wait, but I'm lonely, and let me fill this void. So like, I think I actually want a long relationship.
Oh, they want the cake and eat it too. They
so now they're like, since you don't have exact goals of what you want, which is fine, you don't have to, but if you don't know what you want, you're gonna go for and get rejected from both places because they also know you don't know what you want.
Yeah.
So unless you're just a casual person and you're just like, I want casual shit, I just tell my friends, like, you need to be straight up and direct with the people you're
Absolutely.
that's so helpful.
I think if it's difficult to like find the girl that you want, go work on yourself. Like you got time. But I think people actually find that as an excuse to avoid working on yourself.
Yeah.
Like finding relationships to all of a sudden nestle in for another 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
You know, when they could be working on myself. I used to use working on myself as an excuse to get out of dates. I can't go out. I'm working on myself. It's the best thing to get out of stuff.
For sure.
Oh,
How are they going to combat that?
You can get out of events that way. I can't go to the wedding. I'm working on myself. It's working on myself was the original COVID. That was the original COVID excuse. I'm working on myself. You know, and it's great. I actually find it difficult now because I am actually working on myself. Yeah. And I'm like, whoa, okay. Now I'm in it.
Now you're in it.
Because it was something I always said as an excuse. Now I'm like, oh shit, I'm really working on myself. I gotta actually do the work.
Surprise yourself.
I gotta do the work now. But yeah, I mean,
I think we think like this is obvious, but like we just try to like, we think love based on TV and everything in life just says like we'll fix everything. Like it's just
wait, say that again.
Love and like a relationship will fix me as a person.
The Disney ending myth.
Yeah,
right?
like just like everything will be better in a relationship.
Yeah.
Or with somebody that loves me or something like that.
The relationship is
or
like,
that I can love.
It's a blanket. You know,
I think it can
Okay,
be.
hold on. Finish that thought. Go ahead. Wait, where were you going with this?
But after, you know, you don't wear the blanket all night.
Rip
that off. You know,
wow.
you need the air.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, I like that.
You need the air.
And then you think the blanket's always, always there.
Yeah.
You know?
Steph, let me ask you. I see this trend going on now. I'm not saying all women are doing this, but you know, after realizing, damn, man, guys are players and shit like that, I see girls going on multiple dates, getting dinners, dipping out, just, you know, girls are players too type shit, you know? Like, do you co-sign that or what?
You mean just being normal and dating multiple people until they find something?
No, like
yes,
multiple,
I definitely co-sign that.
multiple.
I definitely co-sign you going on 10 online dates and being like
on the same
yes,
night.
No,
on
no,
the same
no,
night.
No.
On the same night, there's
why
options.
not? There no one. You have not signed anything with this person.
Right.
You have not said, hey, are you doing anything to contribute to us? Within one sitting? That's crazy to even believe.
As a musician, it's like listening to 10 albums in a day. You got to listen to one and at least marinate with it. You know what I mean? Look through the booklet and read the lyrics, the thank you notes. You got to do all that. But if everyone's just jumping on in and out, like there's no marination period. There's no fermentation period. How are you supposed to know?
But the first, you're talking about like the first date, like online dating, you meet multiple people to know exactly, like you can't go off. I mean, you can, maybe there is one person that you like just fall in love with, but I would suggest that's
test the waters, you mean?
Yeah, but I don't necessarily believe in love at first sight. Like I think there is a connection at first sight, or something's horny, or there's like excitement, but I don't know if that necessarily means that that's the person you should actually, if you're talking about long term, that's the person you should be with. I think you should be a bit more logical, like be like, okay, we have a connection, let's sit down and like verbalize, figure shit out, and then a couple dates or 3 dates in, and then or 4 dates in, then you're like, okay, yeah, maybe this should be a relationship.
Oh, talk about that thing you did. So you matched with somebody on a dating app.
So I've been much more sure about what I want, like
Yeah.
because like I'm ready at some point within the next couple years to like I want kids and stuff. Like
Okay.
I'm ready. I've considered, because I thought I never wanted kids. So now I know, like this year I was like, okay, I want kids. So I think I allow myself to let love happen to me, where I'll just meet people and they're the ones that chase me. And then I'll be like, even if I wasn't that into them, I'll be like mediocre. I get sucked in with my like, oh, the potentials and like just feeling comfortable with somebody, and I'll be like, okay, I'll get in a relationship with you. But I was like, with my therapist, I was like, you know what? No, I want to go for the person I like.
Yeah.
Boom.
So, and I know what I want now. So what I did was, when I went on online dating, I called.
You matched with somebody and you were DMing, and then you were like, let's talk on the phone before even meeting up.
Wow.
To even cut through all the bullshit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
not to waste time. Is that what
Yeah,
you're
I called and I asked all the questions. I said, are you looking to get married? Or do you want kids? This is easier for me to do now that I'm older, though. I could have never done this before.
Do you think,
and with
you think
a
it just would have
therapist,
sounded a little too forward if you weren't at your age?
yeah,
and
no,
you
but
are?
the thing is, it would have sounded forward, but I would also be in my head about it sounding forward.
Right.
But now I don't even give a
You
fuck.
don't give a fuck.
I want someone who knows what they want. And like this guy was like texting me, and we talked, and I was like, okay, it's a lunch break, and I was like, great, call me today. And then he's like, whoa, okay. And then we talked, and then I was like, do you want kids? And he's like, it's something I thought about, but like I care about the environment, which is like a real thing, and like I don't know if having a child is sustainable for this world.
Okay, and that's okay. Hold on, I said that's bullshit. First of all, I care about the environment, and that's why having kids. Even environmentalists don't give a fuck about the environment more than them having a kid. The fuck out of here. That is the most. What is this, Greta Thunberg? What the fuck? Who are you?
Nah, but I do hear stuff like that. Like, I don't want to bring a child into this world.
No, and believe me, I think that's valid.
Yeah.
Why it's not valid for this dude is because I said, what do you do for work? And he is an architect, right? And I was like, in my head, I was like, oh, okay, he works for a nonprofit.
He's like, I'm an oil tycoon.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm like, okay, he works for a nonprofit or somewhere where he's like giving back to whatever, he cares about the ecosystem, whatever. Instead, he's like, oh, I work for an architecture company. I build billionaires' homes like near the beach.
Motherfuckers destroying forests.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you're talking about that, but like, okay, so maybe he's doing. That made no sense to me. That you give a shit about. Anyways, I get off, and he's like, oh, but I don't think that should be a reason you don't meet me. And I was like, bro, you're 41.
Yeah, damn.
It's
I
one
mean,
thing if you're 25.
You hit him with the you're 41?
If you're 25, okay, fine.
Yeah.
You're 41.
Is
you
this
don't
guy still
know
alive?
If you
Like,
want
that's
kids,
crazy.
bro, how much more time do your sperms got? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that problematic? Maybe
Nah,
we should take
you
that
good,
out. That's
you
an
good, you
ageist
good.
thing or
Nah,
whatever. But
it's
Nah,
not. It's
dude.
fine. I'm
Like,
just saying. You're just saying that
just
you
watching-
should know exactly.
like, you
yeah.
should know at 41 whether you want kids or not, because like.
First of all, he could have been an architect on planet Pandora, which is a lot more eco-friendly.
Your whole
So that
process.
was it. I got off the phone, and he literally texted me the day after, then 4 days later, and then literally yesterday, I think we should still meet up. I thought about it. I kind of want kids. Like,
That was the funniest shit.
like, yeah, he literally.
Because he was like, oh, fuck, I fucked up. No, I want kids.
You know that guy at church?
his
I'm
sperm-
saved, I'm not
was
gay
that
now.
His sperm screaming. His sperm's like, no. But the thing is, I think you should stick to your value. If that's what you don't want, that's
Yeah.
okay. I'm just letting you know up front. I want kids, and I
That's
want
funny. That was like some shit I would have done with the follow-up text. Like, oh, I want environmental-friendly kids. You know, like, you misheard me.
We'll recycle.
Yeah, we're going to recycle.
Your process is just like, it's like watching YouTube like 4 times speed. You know what I mean?
But
Just speed it up.
But after that, I was just like, fuck this. I don't even want to really be in a relationship. So like, what am I doing? I just kind of am waiting. I'm just.
But here's the thing. So what you're saying is, you know, you want kids, right? I
do.
feel like is that kind of a dangerous way to think if you let that be your driving force to find a lifelong partner?
Wait, what is that?
Like you want a kid, and so you're looking for a lifelong partner based on the fact you want a kid.
It doesn't have to be
Is there a
lifelong.
level of settledness that you're gonna have, right, because of that factor? There's like a time limit to it.
No, it's not. I'm not settling because I'm choosing someone that has similar goals with me and values.
Yeah. It's ideology more, I think.
Yeah, it's like if the person, I'm just checking with this person, like, hey, are you also down in the next couple years to want kids with me?
Yeah, but that's a huge
So
that's a huge factor of two people agreeing on one thing is I want kids. So that checks off a big part of like your requirements.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. It's like
Yeah,
religion or like it's like, yeah.
So are
that's
you compromising on other things on your checklist slightly,
100%.
a little more? Okay, it's like,
100%. This
okay,
is having a
that's-
child is a
you're
huge
like, okay, we
decision.
both want to have kids. He's QAnon, but maybe I'll let that slide. Okay,
no.
like there's this. Are there
Oh.
little things that you compromise on?
No,
you know,
Okay, there's like things that are at the top of the list.
right?
Yeah.
And that is one of them. But no, of course, like not like our religious state has to be the same, or like, our values politically, not, or like if anyone was QAnon, like,
I mean,
that's
but John,
why,
what you're
like,
asking, that's what people do this every day. You know what I mean?
Compromise,
like,
yeah.
Compromise, yeah. They're
No,
trying
I
to
get
figure
it.
it out.
I get it. I'm just saying the levels of compromise change too.
What made you change your mind about kids? Like, what was that breaking point?
I think it's literally, it is like, I know it's annoying, but I think it's just my biological thing.
Yeah.
I actually think that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Because like before I'd be like, oh, I don't know if I could be selfish or like selfless enough for a child. And I was saying I had all these excuses, and I thought I was going to be a bad mom. That was another thing.
You'll be one of the most fun moms ever.
Oh, thank you.
Today we're doing coupon clipping.
Yeah.
Oh, mom, why are you so cheap? Fuck.
I think that I'm not going to bring in the same cycle. I think I'm going to be very conscious of trying to be a good mom. So I think that's why like I believe in myself in that way. And I guess I don't think like I believe in love in a way more that I might have not before.
I know I'm gonna be a good dad because my dad set the standard so low that
That's actually so
it's almost like a shoe-in.
right. There's no direction but up.
I got the job. A good dad. I got it. I was a shoe-in.
Yeah. Nah, both of you guys can be great parents. I know.
Nah. You know,
You too,
Rick
actually.
is really great with kids.
Yeah, you're really
Oh,
good.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
You really? You want to be a dad?
Oh yeah.
Why?
Definitely. Because I realized that I've been so focused on my legacy. You know, being a rapper, an artist, just having something to reverberate after I'm gone. But I realized the only thing that's really truly a pass on or something you leave behind is the next generation.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Everything else, I feel like it was so selfish. It was just about me. Like I was trying to figure out how do I laminate myself, but it's the baton pass that's most important.
A part of me disagrees with that.
Yeah,
because
I did too while I was saying it.
Well,
while I was
here's the
saying
thing.
it, but I couldn't stop mid sentence, so I finished it.
Everybody
but yeah, let's go.
wants to have kids for the sake of legacy, right?
Yeah.
But your kids could be the worst representation of your legacy.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks, everybody loved Tom Hanks.
Chet
Forrest
Hanks.
Chet Hanks comes along, does one Jamaican accent, fucks up Tom Hanks's beautiful 40-year career.
That's true.
Masterful. And the world loves Tom Hanks. Perfect movies.
You start
Chet
wa-
Hanks is like, hello, man. Rastafari. The Hanks name is ruined.
Yeah.
The Hanks name is absolutely ruined.
It's true.
One Rastafari. And
Irie man. Yeah, for
and
sure.
everyone forgot about Tom Hanks' beautiful legacy.
You start losing respect for Tom Hanks.
Oh yeah, I mean it's it's like, you know what? I didn't really fuck with Tom like that. Yeah, no, never really liked his voice for Woody.
God, that's
Didn't-
hilarious.
you know, it's just like
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's a kid come around and fuck your legacy up easily, and most kids do, especially from like parents who've done incredible things and spoiled their child.
Yeah.
You know, because they're living in a different world, nepo babies. You know
Yeah.
what I
He
mean?
is hilarious. He's one.
The white boy summers.
Yeah. Chet, I don't know anything about him, but I watched him on Z-Way
Yeah.
as a whatever.
Nah, he's hilarious.
He's
he is hilarious.
so
Yeah.
funny.
He is
I
funny
think
as
he
fuck.
kind of knows what he's doing. I think he's just silly and doesn't take things seriously, and he is very problematic.
But that's the thing. There's something like respectable nowadays of somebody who leans into it too.
Yeah. Who owns it?
Who owns it, you
Right.
know? And like, I don't know. I do find him very entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, he is the real life Forrest Gump. Like the real, like if there's a Forrest Gump 2, he needs
in
to
it
play it.
for sure.
The offspring of Forrest Gump
Wow.
needs to be Chet Hanks.
Absolutely.
Forrest Gump 2 featuring
Chet
Chet
Hanks.
Hanks.
Wow.
That's it. On that note, I think
that
we should
note.
end this episode, guys.
Okay.
That was a good one, man.
That was a great one.
We unpacked a lot.
Yeah.
Yo, Dumb is unpacking.
That's what it is.
Ew.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Instead of looking at the bulge in my pants and looking at my like non-wrinkled face, he's
Yeah.
unpacking.
Oh my God.
Thank you for everybody.
No one looked at the bulge in your pants. Relax. Shut the fuck
All right.
out.
Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Rick, thanks for sharing those moments.
Yes.
Thank you, Steffi, for always sharing, and it's very therapeutic with you. You are truly the therapist of the show.
Absolutely.
Okay, I don't want to be again.
I know.
I don't want to be.
Yeah, and I don't want to go to therapy. No.
So we're in the same boat.
So we're in the same boat. This is where we meet. And shout out to Alex, our producer. Tune in next week for another episode of Fun with Dumb, y'all. Peace.
Bye.